Hello, welcome to the August online card making class with the Just My Type stamp set. If you are here and watching live, a special welcome to you. Go ahead, leave me a comment and let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you are stamping along with me tonight, if you registered for the class. If you're watching the replay, welcome to you as well. I love to know that you guys come back and watch the replay later. So go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know that you watch the replay as well. Tonight is the online card class, which means we are going to be making 3 cards tonight using the Just My Type stamp set. This is a super fun stamp set with this bold typewriter, some very simple line images, and some fantastic sentiments in there as well. Hello, Ruby in South Carolina. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am Heidi with Onigo Stamping, and I provide wannabe card makers with tips, tricks, and inspiration to help them create beautiful handmade cards and gifts that are going to wow their friends and loved ones. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, Lena and Janet. I'm so glad y'all are here. I'm going to make my workspace just a little bit bigger. I'm really tired tonight, you guys. It is the first week of class, and it has already been a long week. It's only Tuesday. Hello, Karen in Florida. So we're going to jump right in tonight. I just love the stamp set. I'm hoping you guys like tonight's cards. I think they're pretty cute, and I love the stamp set. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have card number 1. If you pre-ordered the card kit, you can go ahead and pull out card number 1. If you did not pre-order the card kit, and you want the full written tutorials for these, you can get them on my website. So in here, I have some pieces. I have some bits and pieces. I didn't, if you are doing this from a card kit, you have more bits and pieces than I do, but I wanted to show you how I prepped those. So I didn't make them all for myself. I do have a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock, and I'm going to start by using the dots and spots die on this. Hello, Cheryl in Washington. So, and Heather in Kansas, and Kathy. Happy birthday, Kathy. I know it's your birthday. It's my sister. And I have not texted her yet for her birthday. So happy birthday to her. All right, I have the dots and spots dies here. I'm going to go ahead and grab my die cutting plates. And I got to find my bottom plate. There we go. My number 3 plate. So I'm going to put my Lost Lagoon on there, and then I'm going to put my dots and spots die. Actually, you know what? This one I'm going to do just a little bit different. I'm going to put my top plate on the bottom. I'm going to put my die cutting side up, and then I'm going to put my cardstock on top of this. The reason I do that is that way I can kind of see that my cardstock is square on this die, because the die is so big, you can't see through it. The paper is smaller than the die. So this is why I'm putting the cutting plate on the top, because that's where it's going to cut. And then I will go ahead and run this through my die cutting machine, which is currently in my spot backwards. I think I was doing some major die cutting before I left for Las Vegas, and everything's a little bit wonky at my house. So, all right. We're going to pull this out. Hello, Roxanne in Oregon. And we have little bits of paper everywhere because it cuts out all these spots. This would be great for making confetti. I don't want the confetti, though. I just want the piece left over. It is all over here. There's little spots everywhere. Little holes. But you get this fun die cut piece with all of these spots in it, right? So the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my circle punches, which I just realized I put them all away, thinking I was done using them. I was trying to, clean up my desk. Silly me trying to clean up my desk. So I'm going to grab, I have my 2 3/8 inch one. I'm going to cut a piece of white with this. Just got to find my pieces here. I kind of forgot that I had to do this. All right, here's some white. So I'm just going to cut this one out of some white. And then I'm going to use the 1 3/4 inch punt. And I'm going to put some bubble bath and some lemon lolly. So this is the bubble bath. Now I'll grab a piece of lemon lolly and do that. Oh no, Fonda, I am so sorry to hear that you guys have COVID and you're getting ready for a hurricane. Grab my lemon lolly. I hope everybody in Florida and Georgia and South Carolina and North Carolina are all going to be safe and doing well after this little hurricane coming through. So, ugh, that is no fun, especially if you're sick and you can't go anywhere. When we lived in South Carolina, we did a lot of evacuationing because we had family members in Michigan. Anytime they decided, oh, we're shutting down the state, we just kind of jumped in our car and went north. So, all right, so I'm going to stamp these flowers. I'm just using some Memento ink to stamp some flowers on there. And then I'm going to grab the other 2 pieces. I'm going to stamp just the single daisies. These little single daisies, I'm going to stamp these on the yellow. Again, I'm using the Memento for this. Just kind of making all over some flowers. There we go. And then on the bubble bath one, I'm going to stamp this little for you in Memento. I'm going to put my Memento away. And I'm going to grab the little tiny heart. I'm going to stamp that in bubble bath. So I'm just stamping bubble bath on bubble bath cardstock because I think that is so sweet. I'm just going to put that right below that for you, just kind of as an additional little decorative. Well, thank you, Heather. They're getting pretty ratty looking. I got to fix them. But all right, let's grab. What am I doing? I got to take a breath. Take a breath. All right, I'm going to grab my bubble bath Stampin' Blends. I'm going to start with the light one. I'm going to color this flower with the light bubble bath, just like that. And I'm going to color the one next to it with the dark bubble bath. And then I think I'm going to I'm just going to color over these little, like, I don't know if they're berries. I don't know what they are. Berries, buds, whatever they are. I'm coloring over them with the dark bubble bath. And now I'm going to grab my Lost Lagoon. I think I'm going to come in here and I'm using the light on these little petals. And let's use the light over here on this one too. And then I'm going to come in with the dark. I'm going to use the dark on the other leaves. So I'm not really doing any shading. To me, these are really simple line images that don't really need to be shaded. You could even just use Stampin' Write markers on these. So there's that. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my, I don't know if I told you to use Daffodil Delight or Lemon Lolly. You could use either one. They're both going to work. I'm going to use the Lemon Lolly and just color my little flower there. And then I'm going to come in. I'm going to color the centers of these flowers with the dark Lemon Lolly. And then I can grab my bubble bath again. Oops. Hello in Kentucky. Thank you for sharing the video. I'm going to grab my bubble baths again. I'm going to do some of the flowers in light bubble bath and some of them in dark bubble bath. So no real rhyme or reason, just kind of trying to spread them out, mix them up. Right, let's see. Let's do this one. We'll come in with some dark ones just to kind of give a little bit of variation to the color. So there we go. That looks pretty good. There's our kind of 3 little bubbles. And we're going to start putting this card together. So easy. So I have my spotted paper, and I'm going to start by adhering this white up here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just snip this. Actually, I'm going to change my mind a little bit here. I'm just going to cut off the edge of this, and then we're going to glue it. Normally, I would put it on the card, and then I would snip it to match. But here, I think I'm just going to cut it and then glue it because this paper has all these holes in it. And so, and I'm going to cut off some of this lemon lolly as well. And now I can glue the whole thing together, and we'll put the spotted paper on the card base first. And that way I don't have to worry about the glue going through the holes. Oh my goodness, you guys, if you ever decide to take your green glue with you on an airplane, 1, it may not be the best plan. And 2, you might not actually want to try to use it because what happens is it kind of turns into a green glue volcano. And you ask me how I know this? I know this because I was trying to put cards together on the airplane last week, and I created a green glue volcano. And now my green glue is still kind of sticky on the outside from having glue everywhere. It was quite the mess. Oh my goodness. And I didn't have any Kleenex. I was trying to find some paper to wipe off all the extra glue that was everywhere. It was a mess. All right, I'm going to come in with my white. We're going to put this up here. And now I'm just going to line up that cut edge with the edge of the Lost Lagoon. So we'll just put that right up there. And I'm going to come in with my lemon lolly. And again, I'm just going to line that up with the bottom. This card is almost done. And then we're going to make a fun fold card. So, whew. All right. If you have reserved a paper share through me, you have already gotten an email today and heard some exciting news. But I wanted to tell everybody else about it too. Stampin' Up! Just announced today that they are going to release 5 more pattern paper packs that will be online exclusives. They're going to release them on September 6th. They're only available while supplies last, and they are so pretty. They're absolutely gorgeous. I guess I cut that kind of sideways, but that's okay. If you have not yet reserved a paper share, you still can reserve a paper share until Sunday. All right. All right. I'm going to grab my sequins. These are in your card kits if you have the card kit. And these are the self-adhesive sequin trio, I think is what they're called. Hello, Blair in Western North Carolina. DSP is your kryptonite, right? Me too. So they're releasing 5 new ones. And if you haven't yet ordered a paper share, you still can. And now I'm offering an add-on to the paper share where you can get pieces of these 5 new packs. So that's available on my website. If you haven't already, go reserve yours. I'm getting ready to send out the invoices for them. And yeah, and reservations close Reservations are going to close on Sunday because I got to get all the money in and get ready to get it all ordered right away on Wednesday. So, all right. So I added 3 of those bubble bath little sequins on there. We can go ahead, if you want to, you can stamp more sentiment, or you could stamp, I don't know, how about we stamp some flowers on here? Shall we? I'll just stamp some flowers down here in the corner. Maybe we'll add some hearts to it too. How about some bubble bath hearts? So just add a few little hearts in here. Just kind of a fun little corner. I'm going to grab my markers, grab my Stampin' Blends, color these in. Just make a fun inside. You can do whatever you want on the inside. You could do this on the envelope as well, which would be fun, right? All right, I'm going to put some lemon lolly in the inside there. And then this can go right in the interior of my card. And there is card number 1. So there we go. Not fun. Such a fun little card with lots of dots on it, lots of dots and spots. So there we go. All right, I'm going to clean up my stuff. We're going to get out the supplies for card number 2. Card number 2, which is going to be our fun fold card. So if you are playing along with me, go ahead and grab envelope number 2. I'm going to wipe off my stamps, clean them up. Try to keep my table from turning into too much of a disaster, which is pretty much impossible. If you've not seen this before, this is the Stampin' Chamois, and it is fantastic for cleaning stamps. It's just a purple chamois. It gets stained. It's just water in there. When it gets too inky, when it's not cleaning the stamps, I just take it and run it under the sink to clean it out. All right, I'm going to put my dots and spots die away. If I can get in there. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys are liking that card. All right. All right, for card number 2, you are going to need a paper trimmer. And this got a lot of steps. I don't know. It's not too bad, but there are quite a few steps. All right, so you should have a couple. Oh, no, I froze. Did I unfreeze? There we go. Maybe. All right. You should have a couple pieces of vanilla cardstock. You should have this piece of like notebook paper. You missed the end of card 1. Oh, no. Let me show it to you again. Hopefully my computer kind of catches up with me. Here we go. It's kind of running slow. I hope everything is okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cover my camera. I was just trying to feel if my camera was getting hot. Sometimes when it gets hot, it starts running not properly. All right, here is some of the Designer Series paper. This is the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper. This one is a little piece of the notebook paper. We have some large spots and we have some small spots. And then we have a little piece of Petal Pink. We have a little piece of, all right, for some reason, my phone is deciding not to work. This is not good. All right, let's see. Nope. So let me know if you can hear me. Blame it on the hurricane. I'm not close enough to the hurricane to blame it on the hurricane. All right, come on, phone. I feel like my computer is doing okay, but I know the sound comes through the phone. And the phone is what is kind of glitching here. So hopefully you can hear me okay. All right, hopefully it's back. Here is a small piece of crushed curry. It seems to be working fine and no freezing. Oh, good. All right, and then you have a bigger piece of crushed curry. All right, and we're going to start with the bigger piece. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to put this in our paper trimmers. We are going to cut the front from up here, this corner up by the fold, down to this bottom corner. So I'm just going to put both of those in the track to my paper trimmer. Try to get this where you can kind of see it, which is kind of hard. I'm going to put both those in the track to my paper trimmer, and then I'll just go ahead and cut that right off. So we just cut that front, and now it's like triangular. I'm also going to grab these small dots, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to cut from the upper left corner to the bottom right corner. So we'll pop this in here, put those corners in the track. I'm actually going to start at the center and go out so I don't accidentally smush my corners. And there we go. We have two triangular pieces. Now, we only need one. We're only going to use this bottom right one. This other one, these other up here, you can take those and put those away and use them on something else. I don't know what, but you can use them on something else. So, all right. I'm going to start by kind of putting some of these pieces together just to get them out of my way. I'm going to grab this big spotted one. This is going to go in the back on the inside. This goes right in here. And then that small spotted triangle, I'm going to put that on the front. Just like this. That goes on that front triangle. I think I didn't cut it quite right. It's getting a little bit too close to the triangle, to the edge, but that's okay. We'll just go with it. So there we go. Right. So we got that triangle. Just gonna double check. All right, here is my crushed curry. We're going to put this larger piece of Very Vanilla on the inside of the crushed curry. Now, if you want to, you could stamp this. I'm going to leave mine blank. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it and kind of get it out of the way. Sometimes I just like to glue as many pieces as I can so I don't accidentally, stamp on them or something. I think they're a different piece. And then this crushed curry piece is going to go inside our card. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back. And then it's going to slide right in here. And we'll just center it up. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually close it like that. So we're going to put it down like this. But we're going to do some stamping now and do some decoration before we finish it. So I'm going to take this piece of kind of notebook looking paper. I'm going to grab my pebbled path, which is trying to hide from me. I don't know why. I'm going to grab the pebbled path, and I'm going to stamp just like 3 flowers on here. Kind of do them off to the side and on the edge. So just kind of like that. And then actually I'm going to keep this out. I'm going to grab my petal pink ink, and I'm going to stamp a little typewriter on this other piece. So I have this other piece of Very Vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my typewriter on there. And then I'm going to grab some paper. So I have the paper piece. I'm going to ink that up in the pebbled path, and I'm just going to stamp that inside my typewriter. And I'm going to stamp a little thank you with some pebbled path. I think I got my paper in sideways. but I'm going to just stamp the thank you with Pebbled Path. And I want to stamp one more thing with Pebbled Path. You have this little piece of, I can't talk anymore. You have this little piece of Petal Pink. There's too much P's going on here. Petal Pink piece and Pebbled Path. I'm going nuts. All right, I'm going to stamp for you, and I'm just going to stamp this on one end with the Petaled Path on the Petal Pink. I also need to stamp two more a little flower and two little hearts. I'm hoping that I sent y'all a big enough piece of Very Vanilla that I can get this on here, because I want to just stamp a couple little hearts. And I'm going to cut these all out, so it doesn't really matter as long as they don't get too close. And then I'm going to stamp one little flower too. You love the Pebbled Path? Me too. I love Pebbled Path. So I have a little flower. I'm just going to slide that in over here. There we go. Now we can do some color. Oh, I know what I need to do. One more thing. I'm going to clean off my little heart, because we're going to stamp another one with some crushed curry. I'm just going to come in with my crushed curry, and I'm going to stamp that right in here on that paper under the thank you. So now I'm going to go ahead and color this before I start cutting. I'm going to grab my Daffodil Delight. I'm going to use the dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to color the petals of my flower. And I'm going to do the same thing of these flowers on here using the dark Daffodil Delight. Just to color those in. I don't believe that there is a crushed curry Stampin' Blend, and I think it's because the dark Daffodil Delight really looks like crushed curry. So that's what I used on this. There we go. And for the centers, I'm going to use some dark Petal Pink. And we'll just, ooh, that Petal Pink is getting smushed. I'll use the bullet tip. And I'll just color in those centers a little bit, just to give them a little more color. And now we can do some cutting. You ready to do some cutting? I'm going to find somewhere. I'm going to find my Stampin' Snips, and we're going to cut out all of this. Unfortunately, there are no dies to go with this, so we just got to cut it, but it's pretty easy. So I'm just going to come in here, leaving a little border. I don't get too close. Kind of moving my paper as I go around. If the paper's starting to get in the way, you can cut off the excess. Just kind of following the curve of that typewriter all the way around and up. And around some more. And then we're going to cut out the flower and the hearts as well. So there's my typewriter. And now I'm going to come in and cut out this flower. And again, not cutting super, super close, leaving a little border. Moving my paper more than I move the scissors. That's going to help get you a smoother cut. Better control. And around I go. Zoop, zoop, zoop. There's our little flower. And then I'm going to cut my two little hearts out as well. Now, if you placed an order in July that was over $50, you should have gotten a bonus days coupon. If you have any of those bonus days coupons, still hanging out in your emails, don't forget to use them because they are going to expire on Thursday. They expire at the end of August. So if you haven't used them yet, go back, search through your emails, find those, and use them. Get your $5 off. I know you won't want to miss that. All right. Here we go, around and around. And there we go. All right. Let's glue this together, shall we? You did a lot of cutting and this and that. So I have my card base here again. This piece of the notebook paper is going to go right on the front. So I'm just going to grab some multi-purpose glue. And we'll just put this right on the front. And then I'm going to add my little typewriter with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Because you know I love Stampin' Dimensionals. I put them on everything. There we go. We'll pop those backs off. And this is going to go right kind of on this corner. It's even going to kind of go off the page a little bit. So there we go. There's our little typewriter. Now, what are we doing with this piece of pink? What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and this piece of pink, I want to put it right under here so it shows when this is closed, when this front is closed. So I'm just going to kind of look at where it is. I'm going to put this up just a little bit. Basically, I'm going to put it up until that corner lines right up with that angle cut until it's at the right spot over here. So you can double check it again. Yep, looks good. And then I'll go ahead, I'll flip this over and I'll put some adhesive on here. Now you want to be careful not to get too close to that edge because it will go over. So again, just kind of lining it up about a 1/4 inch or so from the left, and then this corner is lined up on that diagonal. I'm going to go ahead and check it. Looks good. And then I can open this up and I can just take my scissors and just trim this right off as well. All right. And then we can do some fun stuff. This is where we're going to add in our little hearts and our flowers. So I'm just going to kind of lay these on here to see how they're going to fit. But my idea is to put 2 little hearts and a flower over here just to kind of, I don't know, for additional decoration. It just, when I opened it, I was like, it kind of needs something. So it's kind of, you know, extra. So there's this heart. I'm going to put that in that way. And I am going ahead and letting it kind of hang off the piece of the cardstock there, just because I think it looks sweet. And then we'll put this one in here. And we'll just add this flower in right here. Just to kind of give us a little bit more funness. This is going to be the end of this card. There we go. What do you think? So there's our fun folds. So that's the inside of it. This opens up to show your inside card, and then that closes up on the front. So really easy, but really kind of fun. All sorts of layers. I love this extra piece of pink in here. I just think it kind of does something a little extra. So, and I just like the way that you can see different pieces at different parts. Hopefully you guys like it too. Hopefully you all are here still. I haven't seen any comments in a minute. So I always start to worry a little bit, but yep, there's our fun fold card. Maybe you guys are all, you know, busy working. Thank you, Jude. I'm so glad you like it. All right, I'm going to clean up my stamps again so we can get started on card number 3. Like I said, if you did not register for this class and you want the written tutorials, they are available in the tutorial store on my website. So you can get them there. Just cleaning all my stamps. I'm going to make card number 3. Yes, you are working. Awesome. Love to hear that. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like it. I know the colors are a little bit different. It's kind of like Hush Curry and Petal Pink. I don't know, something a little bit different, but sometimes you got to step out of your comfort zone, right? All right, let's start on card number 3. I really kind of like card number 3. I'm going to get out the bits and pieces in here. I'll open this up. There we go. Now, I have a piece of white. I have a piece of Bubble Bath shimmer paper. Ooh, it shimmers. I love that. I have another piece of the Delightfully Eclectic. I have the Bubble Bath and white stripe. There's also a flower on the back. You could use the flower instead if you wanted. I'm using the stripe. I have a little piece of Bubble Bath. I have a piece of white here. And then I have the card base is Bubble Bath. Now you also, if you have the card kit, you have 3 clouds that are punched with the cloud punch crash. But I am just going to go ahead and punch those for myself so you can see how easy it is. So we're just going to go 1. Oh, I don't know if I punched far enough. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 3 little punched clouds. We're going to go ahead and start stamping. Now on this one, you're working, keeping up, but barely. I know it can be hard. You can always go back and watch the replay later as well. I'm going to take a sip of water. For this one, I am using Night of Navy as the stamping color, but there is no reason you could not use a Memento or a Pebbled Path or something instead. And I don't even remember now why I used the Night of Navy. I feel like I might have been thinking about using a different paper that had Night of Navy in it, and then I changed my mind. But I do like the Night of Navy. I'm going to start with that little rainbow stamp. And I'm just going to stamp some rainbows all over on my cardstock. Just kind of trying to get them spaced out. It's not perfect, but that's okay. So I just stamped a bunch of rainbows on this piece. We're going to color that in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my other piece though too. So I have this piece of Bubble Bath, and I'm going to stamp the big hello with Night of Navy. Now I wish that we currently had a circle punch that would cut out these pieces in hello. Instead, we are going to do it with our scissors. So there's that. I am going to go ahead and stamp the inside of this card too. So I'm going to grab my piece of white. I'm going to grab the sentiment that says, I hope your day is filled with sunshine and rainbows. I think that's so sweet. So I'm going to use that sentiment and stamp it right on the inside. Again, in Night of Navy. And I'm going to grab my rainbow. Let's do one more rainbow right there. So there we go. And then we're going to color. And I'm going to color these rainbows in Pebble Path, Lemon Lolly, and Pool Party. And I think I'm using the light Lemon Lolly, not Pebbled Path, the light Lemon Lolly, the light Bubble Bath, not Pebbled Path, Bubble Bath, and then the dark Pool Party on these. If I remember correctly, but I might be wrong. I don't know what I did. And I'm just going to come in here and color all of these rainbows. So let me see. I told you that if you had bonus days coupons, those need to be used up by Thursday. We talked about the new pattern paper that is coming next week, along with the new catalog. I am so excited for the new catalog. It is so pretty. It's filled with so much good stuff. The other thing is there is a sale going on right now on the Stampin' Up! Kits, and that is going to end on Thursday as well. So if you want to grab a couple kits, they're going to make great Christmas gifts or great little kits to take on vacation or something, or maybe to do with the grandkids, whatever. Those kits are currently on sale right now, but that ends Thursday as well. So things coming and things going. All right, getting all that bubble bath in there. And I'm coloring all the rainbows the same on this one. Sometimes I color them different. And this card, I decided to color them all the same. Bev, I'm so sorry you're late. You can watch the replay and catch up later. Hang out with us now. Finish our last card with us. All right, so I'm adding the light lemon lolly in the center bow of our rainbow. Saw a little rainbow when I was in Las Vegas. It tried to rain. It rained like on the strip. In fact, they had some flooding and stuff. But the resort we were staying at was about like 10 miles or so outside of town. It didn't even rain. It didn't even rain at the resort. So we could see a little tiny rainbow over the strip. It was kind of pretty, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I didn't take a picture of it because it was a tiny little sliver of a rainbow. But I was hoping maybe we'd get, a nice big one, and that would be super pretty. But all right, coming in with my light pool party or my dark pool party, I should say. Coming in with that dark pool party and adding it as the last little bow in here. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start putting together our card front. Now this card front is just kind of, I don't know, however you want to do it. So what I did is I took these 3 pieces and I just kind of laid them on here. And we'll adhere them. I'm just kind of, laying them on here, getting a feel for how I want to put them on. But they're not, they're just kind of askew and not, the same sizes and all that kind of good stuff. So there's no right or wrong to this. It's just however you want to put them on. I'm just kind of laying them out to get a feel for what I want to do. And then we'll put some adhesive on. I want to try to miss the places that are going to get cut off. But this might be kind of hard because, like I said, they're just kind of askew, right? There we go. And here is our shimmer paper. I love this shimmer paper. It's so pretty. Just coming in with that. And I'm kind of putting it more towards the right side of the paper instead of the left. So it's kind of off-centered. There we go. There's our 3 little pieces. The rainbows aren't quite straight either. They're kind of askew, just kind of less askew. So there we go. And then I'll just take this and flip this over, and I'm going to cut all these pieces off. And these will get it all nice and square again. And a little too far on my adhesive, but it's okay. We'll just be careful. So there is the card front. I'm going to go ahead and put the inside on the inside of the card. before I get glue in the wrong spot on it. So our sentiment will just go inside, and then we're going to put the clouds on. Ooh, flying out of my hands. I'm going to put the clouds on with dimensionals. There we go. So I'm just going to kind of fit these on here. I'm going to try it out. So we're going to put some clouds on here. This one here, and then this one here. And just kind of, play with them. So those are going to go on there. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut out, well, no, let's go ahead and glue these on first. We're going to cut out these letters, the hello. We're going to trim those out with our scissors. I tried not to, but I couldn't make the card work any other way. So I had to do it. All right, I'm going to put the clouds on with dimensionals though. Now, if you wanted to, you could come in with, the light Pool Party Stampin' Blend and maybe color the edges of the clouds to kind of make them pop out a little more. On this card, I just left them completely white, but you don't have to. So, all right. And again, I'm letting the edges of my clouds go off the edge of my paper, and we'll trim those up at the end. Now here, I want to be careful not to I want to overlap these clouds a little bit. So I don't want to get a dimensional over here where it's going to be over top of the other cloud. And I want to pay attention to that and leave some space there. That's why I kind of do a dry fit before I start adhering things down, so I know where to skip bits. So there we go. Just pop that right on there. There's our 3 clouds. I'm going to grab my scissors. I'm going to start cutting. So we're just going to cut around these. Like I said, I really wish that we had a circle punch, like a little, I don't know, this would probably be like a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch circle punch, but we don't. So I'm cutting. But it's pretty easy. It's just a circle. Again, move the paper more than the scissors. That's going to help you keep a smoother circle. But it doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody will look at it that closely, right? And besides, it's handmade. It's not supposed to be perfect. And this has me singing the Beatles. Hey now, hey, hello. I won't sing though. I sing very poorly. I should not sing at all. You just got home and you're joining really late. That's okay, Kimberly. You can always watch the replay. Right now, I'm just cutting circles. We're almost done with this card. Can you believe that? We're almost done with all 3 of our cards. Yay, us. Trim, trim, trim. And hopefully I put the letters on the card in the correct order. That would be just my luck. I'd not spell hello correctly. Oh, it's been a long day. Do you guys have kiddos that went back to school this week, or are you getting back in the swing of things, getting back into fall? All right. Here's my hello again. I'm just going to kind of lay these on here, figure out how I want them to go, what kind of the path I want them to take is. And I think it's going to be kind of like that. There we go. And then I'm just going to adhere these down. Because I already put dimensionals on the clouds, I'm not going to put dimensionals on the letters. I'm just going to put them directly on the clouds. So try to keep my adhesive in the spots that are going on the cloud and not the spots that might hang over the cloud. But I think I totally failed at that, but oh well. All right. You lay it out there and like try to figure out how you want it to lay. And then when I go to glue it, it's never quite the same. Lena, you started school today. It is definitely a busy week. I feel like I must be getting to the age though where I have friends who have fewer and fewer kiddos at home because I am seeing fewer and fewer first day of school pictures. The nice thing about multi-purpose glue is I can still kind of slide these around if I didn't get them in exactly the spot that I want them. So your youngest went back to college 2 weeks ago. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's amazing how quiet the house is now. I mean, my kiddo's been gone. Well, my kiddo left before we did back in June. So we kind of came home to an empty house, emptier than when we left because he left right before we did. All right, so there's my hello. I'm going to go ahead and trim off my clouds. There we go. And we're going to add some of those sequins to this as well. So and I'm going to use the bubble bath sequins again, I think. So the grandkids started August 17th. Oh, your youngest is a freshman. Oh, no. Oh, no. High school was an exciting time, though. I thought. So I'm just adding some sequins in here. I'm going to go ahead and do like 5 of these, I think. Oh, that one doesn't want to come up. Put that one there. And then I'm going to move it. I'm going to move this one too. This is me, like just playing with the sequins. All right, there we go. So there is card number 3 with some sequins on there. You could take some Wink of Stella to this as well. Give it a little more glitz and glam, but that is card number 3 with some rainbows on it. I love these rainbows. They're just so cute. So, all right. So let's take a look back at our 3 cards from this evening. If I can find them all here. There we go. There are our 3 cards from tonight. Oh, you have a senior in high school. Oh, and the other one is in a last year of nursing school. Oh my goodness, they grow up so fast. All right, there are our 3 cards for tonight's online card class using the Just My Type stamp set. I hope that you have enjoyed these cards. The next card class, and I have to go look, you guys, I don't remember if I set it up before I left for Vegas because we got to get you all registered for the next card class. It is going to be September 26th, which means I got to get you guys registered by like next week so I can get everything ordered because ordering is taking a long time. The post office takes longer and yeah. But the next card class is going to use the Pick of the Patch bundle. So that stamp set and the matching pumpkin punch And that is going to be in the new mini catalog that is coming out next week, Wednesday. So that's going to be the September online card class. And I have a feeling I maybe forgot to set it up. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get that open up so that we can get you all registered this weekend, because we do not have long before I got to get the supplies ordered and get that out to you. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I will see y'all again not next week. I'll see you Thursday. I think I'm going to do something Thursday. I'm running behind on things. But I'm hoping to use, I think, the Autumn Leaves stamp set on Thursday. We'll see. Either that, or we might just look at my swap cards that I got this weekend. Or we might do a little of both. I'm hoping to use the Autumn Leaves, though. So I will see you all on Thursday. Have a fabulous evening, and I'll see you again in a couple days.